the start list for the men's rings competition at the Munich 2022 European Championships. The top performer in qualification, there's a surprise, Eleftherios Petrounias of Greece, the defending and five-time European champion, also the Olympic champion from 2016 and the bronze medalist from Tokyo, and a three-time world champion to boot. Second strongest performer in the preliminary round, Adem Asil of Turkey. Let's have a look at the contenders for Still Rings Glory. Igor Radivilov from Ukraine, European champion on the rings from 2013, the 29-year-old from Mariupol. Remarkably successful gymnast, 8th best in qualification here. From Armenia, one of the most sculptural practitioners on this apparatus, Vahagan Davtyan, the 33-year-old from Yerevan, 2 times a silver medalist at European Championship level. From Turkey, Adem Asil, the second strongest in qualification. He's just won the Islamic Solidarity Games rings title, having taken a silver at the Mediterranean Games earlier in the summer. Very high difficulty. From Azerbaijan, the Baku-based Nikita Simonov. Lots of World Cup success this season on the still rings, the 26-year-old. First time he's made it to a European Championship final. Congratulations, Nikita Simonov. It's not the first time he's made it to a European Championship final. He's won 5 titles, along with every other title. Eleftherios Petrounias of Greece. Top qualifier, the Lord of the Rings, for 15.1. Another veteran performer on this apparatus. Vincent Hoek, 3rd best in qualification. Silver medalist at the 2020 European Championships. Somebody that one runs the risk of forgetting about at one's peril in a rings competition. Arta Avatisyan of Armenia, the reigning World Universities champion. Very good on this apparatus, the 24-year-old. We've got the reigning Commonwealth champion, 2-time Commonwealth champion to boot, and team gold medalist from the European Championships earlier this week, Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain. 4th best in qualification. Again, it's a great looking field of competitors in this still rings final. Blythe, this could come down, as it often does in still rings, to the most minute of separation factors, specifically landings.
Yes, indeed. The dismount is going to be pivotal in this competition, and the reason why is, frankly, all 8 of these finalists are so good in the elements that they do on the rings, the strength and the swing moves. They have mastered them. One place that could divide them is whether they stick the dismount or not. We're going to be seeing a lot of 2 different dismounts, a full twisting double layout, which is valued at a D, or worth 4/10 of a point in difficulty, and a double twisting double tuck, which is worth 5/10 of a point in difficulty. And whoever sticks it is going to leave a very favorable final impression on the judges. That being said, like we've said with the other finals, anything can happen.
As we often say, rather tongue-in-cheek, still rings, the worst named of all the gymnastics apparatus, for they are the only one that move. But to differentiate them from what many of you out there will know if you're real students of the sport of gymnastics, the swinging rings, not part of the international collection of events, but very spectacular to watch if you've never seen swinging rings. It's worth a look, isn't it?
It is, and in this part of the world, Germany and also in Switzerland, it's quite a specialty. School children practice swinging rings that helps build up their strength. And in gymnastics shows, which are also second to none in this region, it's something that factors highly.
That hopefully gives you some clarity, if you're new to the sport, as to why it is the only moving apparatus has the word still in it. It is very much to differentiate it from a less well-known discipline, and to remind us all of the importance of the freeze frame perfection of good still rings work. And one thing certainly to be watching for are those little flickers, those little adjustments of a gymnast having to almost reset mid-move, bringing their body into a planche position and then pausing for a moment, flicking up the heels. There we might see execution deduction rather than hit outright.
Still rings can sometimes look like a battle between the gymnast and the apparatus, as the gymnast has to control the rings. They don't want to pick up swing, just like you said, Ollie, and there is a deduction that is built into doing that. They have to harness their strength to have that control, but all 8 of these contenders are very capable of that.
Igor Radivillov of Ukraine, winner of 11 European Championship medals, including a still rings title in 2013. He was the 8th best performer in qualification, the 29-year-old. Three times an Olympian too. What a gymnast.
A few things to look out for on the still rings. When it comes to strength holds, you want to see the shoulders at level with the rings, like he did in that inverted cross. And then you want to see at least one swing to a hold in cross or in handstand. He fulfills a requirement by doing that. His body should be parallel to the floor on the planche element. Dismount, double twisting, double tuck.
Igor Radivillov of Ukraine starts the still rings final here in Munich. We're going to see him in the vault competition as well, where he's a major contender. Vault, arguably, well, not arguably when one looks at the record books, his best apparatus, but he's excellent on this piece too.
He has an enormous number of medals from international competitions dating back more than 10 years now. Always phenomenal on the still rings and on vault. And someone who's done very well to maintain his difficulty and maintain his form throughout those years. Jonassen to a Maltese. A nice combination of a hard swinging skill followed by a very hard strength hold. That will get him connection bonus.
There aren't that many gymnasts out there that are specialists, as the score of 14.5 comes in. Not many that are specialists on the still rings and the vault at the same time. We have a few of them in this final. But by and large, they are absolute outright specialists on this piece, including this gymnast from Armenia, Bahagan Davtyan. The 33-year-old from Yerevan, who won the silver medal at the European Championships in 2016 and 2019. He's been very impressive at World Cup level this season, actually winning the overall title on the still rings. Comes into this as the 5th best in qualification.
Very beautiful press to planche. To start from a long hang and actually push your way up requires phenomenal strength. Only the dismount. Full twisting double layout.
It's a lovely dismount too from Vahagan Davtyan of Armenia. Really experienced and really pleased with that performance. He's got a certain something about the way he performs on the still rings. We talk a lot in gymnastics, don't we, Blythe, about toe point. We should talk about finger point sometimes as well. He really has that, as demonstrated through much of his routine in the way he opens up the palm of his hands.
It is something that many of the great ring specialists do on their strength elements. It doesn't actually get them any more points in difficulty, but it is a way of signaling to the judges and the audience that they have absolute mastery over these strength holds and that they don't even need to grip the rings in order to do them.
We talked about the need for stuck landings. There was one. His qualification mark was 14.666. That's better. 14.766 for Vahagan Davtyan. He gains a 10th in execution. Looks as though that was exactly as he was expecting. And most definitely in play is Vahagan Davtyan. Well, we've already seen one veteran Armenian upset the apple cart today. Now to Adem Asil of Turkey, the gentleman who demonstrated the highest level of difficulty in qualification, 6.3. He was the second best qualifier overall with a score just shy of 15.
We've talked at great length about his physical capacities, about the difficulty that he is capable of, and he showcases it on these still rings. One element after the other. Terrific.
That is very good from Adem Asil of Turkey. You know, the Venn diagram of leading all-arounders and leading still rings practitioners has an extremely small overlap. To be one of the best on this apparatus and to be one of the best all-around gymnasts out there, that is extremely hard to do.
You're absolutely right. So often still rings is looked at as an apparatus for specialists or people who become specialists because they demonstrate a particular talent for this or have the strength. He's a specialist on still rings who also happens to be great in the all-around.
It can often be, can't it, for a lot of really good all-around gymnasts, one of their weakest scoring pieces, if not the weakest. Not him.
And for him, it's one of his best, if not the very best. Great control. Here's the double twisting, double tuck. Very likely the hardest dismount that we will see in this final.
And very likely a change to the leaderboard.
In qualification, he had 6.3 in difficulty. That was the highest of the 8 finalists.
15.033. Adem Asil goes massively into the lead by almost 3/10 over Vahagan Davtyan. They don't have their still rings master from days gone by at these championships, Turkey. No Ibrahim Cholak. Doesn't seem to matter, does it? Adem Asil has gone into the gold medal position. From Azerbaijan, Nikita Simonov. 7th strongest in qualification. He's won 4 World Cup medals on the rings this season. Well done to him on making his first ever European Championship final.
Beautiful press to inverted cross. His body might be just a bit low on that hirondelle. Gymnasts have to hold each of these strength elements for 2 seconds, but also they cannot prepare more than 2 seconds to do a swing or a strength element, or they will incur a deduction for excessive preparation. Dismount, full twisting double layout.
Azerbaijan's Nikita Simonov. It may well be that albeit after a strong performance, there were a few too many flickers on the apparatus and adjustments on the landing to really put him into contention for a medal.
It was a lovely routine, clean swinging skills, very sharp strength parts, but there are a few questions about the amount of time that he held the skill and also about his body position. There was also the dismount. His chest landed a bit low, and he did take a step forward due to some under rotation. The judges will be seeing that and noting all of those things down.
It's all so marginal.
It really is, because there's some really beautiful things in this exercise. Here we get a chance to take another look at the dismount and notice the dramatic pike in his body as his feet hit the mat.
He's done very well to make it into this final. 4th European Championships, 14.566. He's in the bronze medal position at the moment. Previous best before this was 12th in 2018 at Glasgow. So already this is a best ever performance. Well, the next lot are warming up. Looking at Arta Avatisyan, the penultimate gymnast, to warm up. Really the leader of the next generation of Armenian still ring specialists after Vahagan Davtyan. We've already had the warm-ups for Eleftherios Petrounias and Vincent Herp. The last to warm up will be Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch. Top 3 so far. I mean, if nothing else, if you're Nikita Simonov, you've come into a European Championship rings final and you're finishing ahead of Igor Radivillov. I mean, there aren't many people that manage to finish ahead of Igor Radivillov in a rings final. Tallet will be the last to go as the fourth strongest in qualification. He will keep us guessing until the very end. First British gymnast ever to make a World Championship rings final. So then, to one of the all-time greats of the sport, Eleftherios Petronius. It just always feels like such a privilege when we get to watch him compete. The phrase Lord of the Rings is thrown around a lot when it comes to this apparatus, but there's no doubt he is the real Lord of the Rings. The champion in Rio, the bronze medalist in Tokyo, the three-time world champion, the five-time European champion. The last time he was actually beaten at European Championship level was 2014. This is his 10th European Championships. He only just made it to the Olympic Games at the last qualifying opportunity. Now he comes in to this European Championship final as the top qualifier.
Clearly the finest of his generation on this apparatus. It is a pleasure every time we get to see him perform. He helped pioneer the finger point on those strength elements. The positions are just magnificent. Just a question of the dismount. Double twisting, double tuck.
A small move, that's all, on the landing in an exemplary display from Eleftherios Petronius. It should never surprise us when he produces something of that quality in a major final. He's such a wonderful ambassador for the sport as well. He dreamt of dedicating an Olympic medal to his daughters, Sophia and Eleni. He was able to do it. One thing that he has that has always marked him out in this sport is incredible shoulder presentation in his iron cross position.
And on that position too, he is the reference.
Look at that line, it's quite extraordinary. I mean, it's as though he's standing on a chair, isn't it? It's just incredible.
Exactly. Great control on the double-double tuck, the harder of the two dismounts that we're seeing today.
He made his major international debut at the European Championships in 2011 in Berlin, where he won a bronze. 15.133. He goes into the gold medal position ahead of Adem Asil, who claps his hands and hugs the man who's just gone into the lead. What a gregarious display from Adem Asil that is. That's sportsmanship, and that's sport. Greece leads. 3 to go, and they're real contenders to Vinzenz Herk of Austria, third best in qualification. The silver medalist at the 2020 European Championships.
Oh, lovely also. He has had the opportunity to train with Petrunas, but that's certainly a break in the routine. And we are seeing some very visible struggles.
Vinzenz Herk and this particular routine was so important to Austria qualifying for the World Championships as a team, which they did in 13th place. They took the last qualification position. Had he not produced his routine the way he did in qualifying, they wouldn't have made it. He may have given everything he had to get his team to the World Championships. And you know what? They'll thank him for it.
And he will have another shot to do this routine on the world stage this year. It's a great analysis. He might have left it all on the podium in qualification, and qualification was the most important thing, just as you said. Normally his inverted cross is very solid. This time, however, shoulders a little high, and he was off balance. He's really trying to save this element. There will be an execution deduction for that. Still, apart from that, his positions are beautiful, and his strength is among the greatest in Europe. A routine well worthy of this final.
.733 for Vinzenz Herk, almost, but the man who just peers around in front of him, Verhagen Davtjan, is the man who is still just in the bronze medal position. That was a very nervous look from Verhagen Davtjan, wasn't it, as the score came in, and how close. How close. So Eleftherios Petrunas has definitely got a medal. 2 to go. Artur Avatisyan of Armenia next. 6th best in qualification, the reigning World Universities champion. 14.633 in qualification.
Started off with a backward roll to planche, then showed us the Maltese. Has some difficulty on the Jonassen, the front double pike. He's done well to get things back together, keep it moving. Very nice form on his full twisting double layout.
Artur Avatisyan of Armenia had some difficulties in the interior of the routine. Outside of that, it was well performed. Gymnastics was 4th at the European Championships last year. He just missed out, and one wonders if he might suffer a similar fate this time.
The only big problem in the routine came on the Jonassen. And it's an element that needs to be performed with continuous movement. And also the shoulders need to be clearly above ring height throughout. Let's take another look at it. Right there, you see a buckling of shoulders, and clearly there is a stop. He could lose 0.5 of a point for that.
There will definitely be an Armenian in one of the medal positions with 1 to go. Either him or Vahagan Davtyan. Petrunius and Asil in the lead, both scoring in excess of 15. 13.733 for Arta Avatisyan, execution of 8.133, and certainly that issue we have with the Jonassen or Jonassen skill accounting for the lion's share of why he's in 7th position. That's a shame for the reigning World Universities champion. Well, we've just seen the reigning World Universities champion, but this is not academic here, because we still have a big contender to come in the Commonwealth champion, Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain. He scored 14.733 in qualification. 14.766 occupies bronze.
Just textbook strength positions. Those Maltesers are fabulous. Jonassen right to handstand. He's being quite careful to make sure that he is showing the judges that he has complete mastery over these elements, holding them, some of them, maybe half a second longer than he really needs to. Full twisting double layout.
That is brilliant from Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain. Sometimes he has some issues with a pace or two on the dismount, but not there. Absolutely stuck from the 26-year-old. He does so much great work in his local community, Courtney Tulloch, to inspire young children. He went to Ambler Primary School in Finsbury Park at the end of last year. Wonderful sight of him somersaulting over 4 teachers as part of their empathy week and talking about failure and talking about resilience.
This routine is all that you could have asked of Courtney Tulloch. You mentioned, Ollie, that sometimes he has slight problems on the dismount. He can give away a few valuable tenths when it comes to execution on the landings. The interior of the routine is usually impeccable, and that was the case here.
But with this, he might well have put himself into contention. That could be the difference. We wait for the last score to come in. Petrunius, Asil, Davtyan, not now. 14.866, and Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain has taken the bronze medal. He improves upon his qualification performance. That really is excellent from Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch. But there is the champion of Europe once again for the 6th time. It is extraordinary. Eleftherios Petrunius of Greece, the Lord of the Rings. Yet again, the champion of the continent. Adam Asil got just a tenth away from him in the silver medal position. That is also a mighty effort from an all-around gymnast who, it seems, is one of the finest still rings gymnasts in the world too. There he is, the European champion. Such a tricky time of things after winning the World Championship title in Doha. Very bad injury, shoulder surgery, tough rehabilitation. But here he is, the champion.
Unbelievable. It's your day again, European champion. What a day.
I feel great. It's the 6th title in my career, and I'm very happy with this. After 2 surgeries the last 3 years, I feel great that I came back, and I'm just taking power, getting my power from my 2 babies there on the stage and watched me for the first time live, and I have some more extra strength from that.
Oh, some greetings for the family. So, you've been Olympic champion, you've been world champion, you've been sometimes European champion. They call you the Lord of the Rings. Today you are the King of Munich.
I won this title on rings, so I don't know if I'm the King of Munich, but I feel great. I love rings, I love what I do, I love gymnastics, and I'm grateful that I'm here, healthy, and coming back to my home with a gold medal.
Thank you very much, Afghanistan. Meine Damen und Herren.
I'll be there to everyone.
Isn't that just lovely? His daughter Sophia Annaleni here watching him for the first time. His wife Vasiliki Milusi, a wonderful gymnast as well. The classified results in the men's rings competition, with the bronze medal to Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain, the silver medal to Adam Asil of Turkey, the European champion for the 6th time, Eleftherios Petronias of Greece. Well, let's look back at how the medals were won, starting with Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain. And Blythe, this really was all about hitting that dismount, wasn't it? And he did it.
He did everything that he needed to do to get himself onto the podium, including the dismount. It was the one small question mark in his routine. He answered it emphatically today.
And we should just say about Courtney Tulloch as well, he has had far from ideal preparation for these finals. He had a severe allergic reaction the night before the team final. This is the silver medal winning performance from Turkey's Adam Asil. He's got such high difficulty for an all-arounder to produce a display like that. It's a great moment for him after taking 2 bronze medals at these championships. He gets a silver medal. But you know what? People just don't beat him, especially not at European Championship level. The reigning and defending champion. He wasn't there in 2019. He wasn't there in 2020. So as mentioned earlier, the last time that he's been beaten at the European Championships, that was 2014. And in a sport where very seldom do people defend titles, that is utterly remarkable.
In modern gymnastics, it is almost an unprecedented run of success.
And we'll bring you the men's rings medal ceremony in just a moment or two. And don't go too far away because we still have 3 more apparatus finals to bring you. on this packed day of gymnastics competition, the last day of Munich 2022.
Medal ceremony for the men's artistic gymnastics still rings final. Siegerehrung Turnen Ringe.
The victory ceremony for the still rings competition at the Munich 2022 European Championships. In keeping with European Championship tradition, the rings title was won by the man who always wins the rings title.
The medals and Champions Flowers will be presented by. Die Medaillen und Champions Flowers werden überreicht von Toni Engelhardt, Organisator Turnen der Olympischen Spiele München 1972. Nikolaus Brovias, Men's Technical Committee, Mitglied von European Gymnastics. Und Diego Lazaric, Men's Technical Committee, Mitglied von European Gymnastics.
Happy looking presentation party, very proud to be involved
Gewinner der
in this ceremony.
Bronzemedaille für Großbritannien, Courtney Tulloch.
The bronze medal to Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain. It is the 5th European Championship, I should say the 6th European Championship medal that he's won, added to the team title that he took yesterday.
Für die Türkei, Adem
3rd time on the still rings. The silver medal to Adam Asil of Turkey, his 3rd medal of these championships. Excellent performance, getting very close to taking the title.
Gold medalist and European Champion, Greece. Gewinner der Goldmedaille und Europameister für Griechenland, Eleftherios Petronias.
You could be forgiven for thinking that it's all been plain sailing for this gentleman, but it hasn't. He's had a rotten time of things since he won the world title in 2018 with 2 surgeries on his shoulder. But a big ray of light in his life came along when he got married and had 2 daughters. And they're there in the crowd today. They just watched Dad win the European title for the 6th time. He said they provided him, after a tough time, with the extra strength he needed. The reward is to be the champion of Europe once more. Well, guess what, Sophia and Eleni? Your dad's done it again. That's why they call him the Lord of the Rings.
The national anthem.
We'll now hear the national anthem of Greece.
Die Nationalhymne von Griechenland.
His face just briefly crumples into tears in a way his body never does when he's up on that apparatus. How beautiful to get to do that with his family watching on. There they are, the medalists in the men's still rings competition. We're missing a few nations there from the medal table, but have no fear, we've got a few more apparatus finals to bring you before we know the final standings anyway, so just consider that a little glimpse of what's happened so far. There we go, that completes the standings. Greece and Israel joint 5th in the medals table. They've been added now, requiring a second page. And on the subject of things that have two parts, the vault final is on its way in just a moment. Do stay with us for more gymnastics from Munich.